Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Today, we are going to see an interesting lesson about early mans and how they lived their life. The name of the lesson is In Social History, Lesson 2 on the Trial of the Earliest People. In this world, there is a story of whatever we see, everything we do, we hear about it too. So, there is a story for mankind too. When does the story of man begin? The study of man starts 2.5 to 2.6 million years ago. We know very little about their lives, but we do know that their lives were very different from ours. So, here we came to know that it was before 2 million years ago. Okay, it was before 2 million years ago, but we know very little about their lifestyle because we didn't see their lifestyle, we are just learning. Okay, in our study material, we are discussing about their lifestyle, but anything we didn't see visually. Okay, so we know very little about their lives. But one thing we can understand from that, their lives and our lives are completely different. For example, if you take this, where they lived in the forest. Where we are living, we are not living in forest, right? We are living in landscape. Their lifestyle is completely different from ours. Life of the early men. The men probably traveled in hunting packs or groups into the mainland to look for wild animals to hunt. These people were known as hunter gatherers. They hunted animals and gathered fruits and roots. What they used to do is they move from place to place for hunting. They gather many fruits and many wild animals. So these people were known as hunter gatherers. They will hunt things and gather for their uses. Okay, they hunted animals and gathered fruits and roots. Why they are gathering fruits? For eating purpose. Animals also they used to eat, and some skin of some animals they used to wear as clothes, and some roots also they used for many purposes. Gathering things to eat was hard. Man had to wait for the right season and find things that were not poisonous to the body. So they were in search of food all the time. But they should be very careful and they should be skilled for choosing the food which they eat. They can't just simply eat all the plants, all the fruits. Some will be poisonous. Yes, so they should be very skilled for that. They should know which is edible, which plant is edible. Edible means that we can eat. Okay, non-edible means that we shouldn't eat. So they should be very skilled to choose their food. Okay, they should wait for season. For example, if we take now, mango is available in one particular season, watermelon is available in one particular season. Likewise, in that times also there is some particular season when they can consume their food items, when they can gather their food items the most. Okay, so to hunt animals or catch fish and birds, people need to be alert, quick, and have lots of presence of mind. Okay, hunting was not an easy task. Most animals are stronger and faster and have sharper senses than man. Do you think hunting is very easy? If we have an arrow, whether we can hunt a lion? No, it is impossible. We should have a lots of presence of mind and we should be brave enough to do that, of course. Okay, so in that olden days, so this early man hunted very well with sharp senses because animals too have sharper senses than man. So man should be as stronger and as faster as animals. Then only he could able to hunt the animals. Early man didn't live in one place. The hunter gatherers kept moving from place to place. Why did the hunter gatherers move from place to place? What is the reason? The wandering man. Wandering means moving from place to place. Okay, the hunter gatherers wandered searching for things to eat. They probably finished the food in the place where they were staying and had to move. The animals they hunted may have moved, so the hunter gatherers would have to move too. They were living in a place, right? They would have consumed all the edible fruits. They would have hunted all the animals, so some of the animals would have been moved to different place, and all the plants and trees were left without any fruit, so they need to move from place to place. They couldn't wait for the next season so that the fruit will ripen again, the plant will grow again and give them fruits and vegetables. They couldn't wait like that, right? So they need to move from place to place. Now we are going to list out the reasons why the hunter gatherers moved from place to place. First reason is, if they had stayed at one place for a long time, they would have eaten up all the available plant and animal resources. Therefore, they would have to go elsewhere in search of food. Second reason is, animals move from place to place either in search of smaller prey or, in the case of deer and wild cattle, in search of grass and leaves. That is why those who hunted them had to follow their movements. Third reason, plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons. So people may have moved from season to season in search of different kinds of plants. Fourth reason, people, plants, and animals need water to survive. Water is found in lakes, streams, and rivers. While many rivers and lakes are perennial, perennial means with water throughout the year. Okay, it will not dry out. Others are seasonal. Few will be perennial, but some will be seasonal. Only in season, only in rainy days, the rivers and lakes will be filled with water. People living on their banks would have had to go in search of water during the dry seasons, winter and summer. Besides, people may have traveled to meet their friends and relatives. Remember one thing, all of them traveled only with their food. They traveled on foot. Okay, let us discuss more about this early man now. How do we know so many things about early man? Studying ancient man. Scientists who study human history are called anthropologists. Scientists who study human history are called anthropologists. They study the bones of the creatures, the tools they used, the settlements they have found, etc. What they will do? They will find out many things with the bones of the dead human beings and dead creatures, and they discover many things. The tools they used also they'll find using this. This is how man's body changed. Let's now see how his living changed. What is the factor that changed his living style? Okay. Archaeologists have found many stone tools of early man. The first part of the history of man is called the Stone Age. Okay, so archaeologists have found, they researched and they observed many stone tools that were used by early man. So the first part of the history, okay, how a change happened in their life, so that is called Stone Age. The first stage is called Stone Age, okay, where they used many tools with the help of stones. Let us see what they used and for what purpose they used it. Okay, the people probably used tools of wood and bone too, but after so many years only the stone ones remained. Stones was easily available in nature and quite strong. Tools made of stone would last longer too. Early man probably used stone tools for many things: to cut meat, to scrape bark, to get animal skin, and to chop fruits and roots. First, we can define why early man used stones, because it is a easily available in nature. It is available very easily and it is a stronger one too. that can last for a longer. It will not break easily, because for making tools they will not use a lighter one, right? They'll use heavy and stronger stones so that it will last for longer time. So they used stones. Okay, stone as a tool. That's good. Now, why they used that? Here is the reason. To cut meat. In olden days there were no knife. Nowadays we are cutting with a knife. But in olden days they would have cut with stone. So they used this stone tool for cutting the meat. To scrap bark. To scrap the bark. That is to cut out some parts of the bark from the trees. And to get animal skin. Okay, to slide away the animal skin and to chop the fruits and roots. For all these things they use stone as a tool. Early man must have used stone tools to chop wood too. Then he must have used the wood to build huts, make tools, or make fire. Okay, we have seen small uses of this stone tool. Here is the biggest use. They need a place to live, right? They might not, after discovering a tool like this, they will not live wherever they can. Okay, like us, how we are living inside the house, they also built some huts. For that, first they should chop the wood. For that purpose also they use this stone tool. So he chopped the woods to build huts using wood, and to make fire also he used stones. Let us see in detail in this. Stone Age Man. Being a Stone Age man wasn't easy at all. There were so many dangers everywhere. Stone Age man had to think about being safe, warm, and having food to eat and water to drink. How do you think he chose a place to stay? So we came to know that being a Stone Age man was not at all easy, because they are living in nature places. They are not living in a private place. Okay, there are so many dangers everywhere due to some animals, etc. So, what do you think how they led their life, being safe, keeping them warm, and having food to eat and water to drink? How they ate their food and drank some water, how they kept themselves warm, and how they lived their life safe. What is the reason? What is the place they chose? Let us see here. Having water to drink is more important than anything else. So, early man looked for places to live near rivers and lakes. We can live without food for some days, but we couldn't live without water for even a single day. Okay, will be dried off completely. So, they chose places near rivers and lakes. Man needed tools, and tools were mostly made of stone. So he looked for places where there was good stone. As he is using stone as one of his important tool, not one of his important tool, main tool. So they were looking places where they can afford a good stone, good strong stones. Caves provided shelter from the wind, heat, and rain. It was easier to keep the family safe and protected. They lived under caves so that they will be safe from the wind, heat, and rain, etc. Man had to make tools from stone. That means he had to choose a stone and turn it into the shape that he wanted. There were no machines to cut the stone, so he had to shape it with another stone. He will shape the stone in whatever the way he wants. So he will not use some other tools to shape it. He will use another stone to shape it as he like. Obviously, man had to hit the stone with another stone. There were two ways in which this was done. Let us see the two techniques in which stone tools are made. The stone to be shaped was held in one hand, and the hammering stone was held in the other hand. This is known as stone on stone. That is, a stone is used to shape the other stone. This is the second technique. The stone to be shaped was placed on the floor. Okay, the stone which is to be shaped is being placed on the floor, and the hammering stone. Hammering means which we press, which we make it a pressure, okay, on it. So this is known as pressure flaking. A stronger stone is being hit on the stone which is to be shaped. This is called pressure flaking, and the first technique is called stone on stone. Now students, observe this picture and tell me which method of making stone tools is this? Think. Yes, this is pressure flaking. Look at this picture. Which method of making stone tools is this? This is stone on stone. Yes. Fire and the early man. Man didn't invent fire. That is, man didn't discover fire. Like how we discovered bulb, etc. We didn't discover fire. It is a natural made thing. We found the way to produce it. That's it. Okay. Fire is a natural reaction. The earliest creatures also must have known about fire. When lightning struck a forest and created a fire, it must have scared and amazed the early man. So they must have noticed the destruction which a fire can cause. But man must have also realized that if he could control fire, it could be of great use to him. Yes, of course, fire is making so much of distractions. Though, if man knows how to control the fire, then it will be a very helpful and useful thing for men. For what purposes? Man must have used fire. Why? Let us see in this. Fire must have been really important for early man. He must have used it for many things. Fire must have helped early man see things better. Okay, they were living inside a cave. Because of the fire, they can see things clearly. It will be very dark inside the cave, right? Okay, this is the first thing for visualizing clearly. Fire must have helped early man keep warm. If it is very cold for them, they might have used it for keeping them warm. Fire must have helped early man cook food. Instead of eating food items raw, they might have used fire to eat cooked food. Okay. Fire must have helped early man scare away animals. If animals is nearing them, they must show this fire to scare the animals, to make the animals afraid on them. Okay. Making fire is easy now because we have lighters and matches in our homes. But how do you think early man must have made fire? First, he may have saved burning sticks from forest fires and kept adding twigs to keep it alive. They collected many barks, twigs from the forest. Man must have tried rubbing sticks together to make sparks. Okay, at first they tried two sticks together. They rubbed two sticks together to make some fire sparks. Then he tried rubbing stones together to make sparks. As he rubbed two stones together successfully, he got some fire sparks. So, in this way, he came to know on rubbing two stones it produces fire. What were the reasons for which early man may have found fire useful? For what do we use fire nowadays? Let us discuss. Scientists think that at the beginning of early man's story, it was very cold on earth. That time, man mostly lived on the continent of Africa, which was a little warm. About 12,000 years ago, it may have started warming up. Many species got extinct as the climate changed. But man was intelligent, that is why he could survive because he produced fire for living, so to keep himself warm. Man moved to grasslands where the climate was okay to live in. On the grassland, there were deer, antelopes, goats, sheep, and cattle, all grass eating animals. Man could eat these animals or use them for milk and fur. So, they moved to grasslands now. They have more edible foods to eat there. So, they consumed all that and used it for their lives. The early humans have been painting caves for a long time. It started about 40,000 years ago. Okay, so while living on caves, early men used to paint in the caves. Why did early man paint? What is the reason? Why is he painting? There are many reasons for his inventions like stones, stone tools, fire, etc. So, what is the reason behind this painting? Early man's life was hard. You know that he had to struggle to live. Then, why did he start drawing? He is struggling to live in the forest. Then, for what purpose he is painting and drawing in the caves? Scientists have been thinking hard and trying to answer that question actually. There are some reasons that they have come up with as an answer. Their paintings not only based on animals, they sometimes paint their lifestyles too to show their expeditions and their experiences on hunting animals and the way they live to enhance their lifestyle to us. Okay, so that only we are finding so many things about the early man's life, right? Archaeological sites are places the remains of things were found. Okay, the sites is divided into two types. One is factory sites, places stone tools were made, that is called factory sites, and another one is habitation come factory sites, places where people lived for longer period of time and made tools. Habitation means the place where people lived. Okay, in such places they lived for a long time and they produced tools. In factory sites they used it only for making tools. Okay, this is the difference between these two sites. Okay, children, we came to the end of the lesson. Hope you all understood and enjoyed this lesson and knew some important points about early men. Go through the lesson, read the complete lesson line by line. Don't miss anything. Okay, thank you all.